Here with reaction, Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. I'm not giving up my gas stove. I was actually a cook in a restaurant when I was younger, Senator, and you can't cook in a restaurant without a gas stove that I know of.
Well, famously, President Lincoln had a team of rivals. Sometimes I think President Biden has a team of morons. I don't mean to be unfair.
No, that's fair.
Many of President Biden's appointees are very smart, but so was the Unabomber. My point is that they may be smart, but they don't have any sense. For example, Secretary Buttigieg, we learned this week, took a carbon-spewing private plane to New York City for a few hours to do a radio interview. Now, I like the secretary, but less than 30 days ago, his department told the states that they ought to make building new roads the lowest possible priority because of climate change. Now, not everybody has a private jet. Most people need to drive a car. And I know life is full of contradictions, but where I come from, we call that hypocrisy. I'm willing to work with President Biden and the Secretary on our environment, but if you're going to be a brave eco-warrior, you need to be consistent. You mentioned the ban.
Yes, sir.
I was just going to say, Sean, you mentioned the ban on gas stoves by President Biden. I want you to consider the context in which this decision was made. Something's very wrong in our country, and most Americans know it. The border's wide open, crime's way up, our national debt is greater than our national output. If inflation keeps going up, the Powerball jackpot's going to be a pound of hamburger. 70% of the American people say the country is headed in the wrong direction. And the Biden administration is worried about gas stoves. This administration has consistently demonstrated a blind spot about the lives and concerns of ordinary Americans. And if I were president and my number one accomplishment was a decline in the standard of living for most Americans, I wouldn't be worried about gas stoves.
Well, they also, I don't know if you heard about this, they want to get rid of fluorescent light bulbs. I like my fluorescent light bulbs, just like I like my gas stove, Senator. I like to keep it. And by the way, if they ban it, who's going to pay for all the new stoves for people that can't afford them?
Well, let me make one more plea to President Biden. Stop listening to the berserk wing of your party. Worry about and try to do something about the things that moms and dads worry about when they lie down to sleep at night and can't. And the rest of it will take care of itself.
I think you'd be a better president, hands down. We love having you, Senator John Kennedy. Thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.